huge redstone buff on witches, piston changes, removal of decade-old bugs, bedrock breaking nerf, and new 15-year anniversary gifts. Hello there, Ray here. Let's take a look at everything new, so make sure you are still subscribed. This snapshot brings a huge change when it comes to redstone farms, as now every time you kill a witch, it will always have a chance of dropping redstone dust. And not only that, it can drop between 4 and 8 each time. You can see I just killed 3 of them, and look how much redstone I got. When before, when it would die, the witch would choose between 1 to 3 of these rows here of things to drop. So let's say it happened to choose row number 1 here with glowstone. That means it would drop between 0 and 2 glowstone. And if you use looting, it would drop between 0 and 5. So typically when you kill the villager, you'd end up with 2 items per kill. So getting redstone from killing witches, which is typically the way you would get redstone dust, you're just as likely to get all these other things besides the dust. But now with this change, it means that we can get tons of redstone dust directly from a witch. As you can see, every single time you kill them, you're always guaranteed the redstone dust, where the other things still have their smaller percentage of getting. This is going to make my simple redstone farm rates go up by quite a bit, even though they went down a little bit during the 1.18 change of making the world deeper, which had the consequence of also increasing the height of witch huts. This change probably was made because of raid farms getting nerfed in 1.21. Even though they're going to continue to work, and I'll show you guys a working version once 1.21 comes out, it greatly reduces the amount of loot you can get from a raid farm, which also means you can get less witches to spawn in per hour, and also means less redstone. So now you can get redstone from a raid farm or just by having a witch hut farm. I'll have my raid farm and witch hut linked down below. They're both simple yet efficient ways to get tons of these items while being automatic. Let me know if you guys are happy with this change. I feel like this is a somewhat good change, although it doesn't increase the rates of getting the other items which you might be going for when running a raid farm. This snapshot came with another improvement sort of to redstone. It has to do with the piston noise. Most of you guys probably know how annoying it is when you have tons of pistons going off. And it's actually so annoying to me that I have a special resource pack made for me that makes a lot of different redstone components quieter, so I can record and you guys can still hear my voice. But now when it comes to pistons, they actually made them quieter by default, so they're not so harsh on the ears. So this is what the piston sounds like now. What do you guys think of the noise? It almost sounds like a little bit of like squishy noise in there. But overall, them addressing loud things in game is definitely something I look forward to. I'm really hoping they come through and add a whole bunch of more options when it comes to music. I know there's different mods that can do this. You can lower down specific game noises so that they're not so loud. But as I play mostly in snapshots, I don't really have this option, as most mods don't update to every single snapshot. Now, I've also been told that Bedrock Edition has even worse noise control, and getting my audio to sound nice in my videos is one of my top priorities. So if you have any suggestions on how I can improve my audio, let me know down below, and also let me know what do you guys think of this new noise. The data pack also got updated to version 44, which came with some changes including adding padding around these structures, such as like the trial chambers, and that way they don't spawn so low that they actually break the bedrock in the bottom of the world, which we were seeing earlier in the snapshot. This removes another technical method of actually breaking bedrock in survival. But you guys can always check out my playlist on all the other currently working ways to do it still. They fixed a really old bug that's from 11 years ago, which has to do with the player's effects when going through the exit end portal. So notice I have night vision, and then if I just hop through this portal here and we pop up in the overworld, notice my effect just completely got erased. And this has been so annoying over the years, as you could have just gave yourself a bunch of different effects, and then once you went through the portal, they just all got wiped. This was especially annoying in my older Obsidian farm, where you had to actually have the player walk from the overworld back into the end dimension to reset the Obsidian platform so you could farm up tons of Obsidian. The problem in my farm, I was using a speed beacon, and that speed kept vanishing every time the player went through the exit end portal. So now you can save all your precious effects, so if you happen to do the glitch here where I showed how you can get infinite effects in survival, you no longer have to be afraid of going into the end dimension. I'll have the mentioned videos in the description. There has been this bug in the game since 2018, where depending if the player is moving a certain direction and they throw certain types of projectiles, these projectiles will sometimes ignore the actual movement that the player is doing. What you'd expect is if the player is moving sideways, then the snowballs would also get a little bit of sideways momentum, or if they're moving backwards, they move backwards with the player a little bit, and they don't go as far as if you were sitting still and throwing. So the first thing this affected when it came to crossbows and moving horizontal. So if I go over this direction and then I shoot the crossbow right as I go past this shulker box here, notice that even though I was moving quickly that direction, the arrow pretty much went straight away from me, when it should have went straight and kept my sideways momentum, so it should have ended up like over here. But besides that being fixed, they also fixed other projectiles like arrows from bows, snowballs, and tridents in combination with walking or sprinting, or creative flying, or even riding entity like a boat, minecart, or horse. So this is going to change your world probably in a little bit. If you're having like a mini game where you're trying to shoot something while you're on like a minecart, you won't be able to just like aim directly at something, but you have to kind of predict the momentum you're also moving forward. Well, this also could help you get a little further extra boost in shooting something a bit further while your person's moving forward at a little bit faster speed than sitting still. Next up is the like button, so be sure to click it. When it came to the new bog mobs spawning here in swamps, it was accidentally coded so that the skeletons were still taking up a majority. So now when it chooses between the two different types of skeletons, it chooses 50% of the time a bog and the other 50% a normal skeleton. If you set the game rule do mob loot false, that will prevent the mushrooms from dropping from the bogs when they are sheared with shears. There's also this problem that when you shear them, unlike the mushrooms, which would drop the mushrooms from the top of them, the bogs were dropping them down by their feet, so now they will drop them from their head just like the mushrooms. The mace is supposed to take durability whenever the tool is being used, but there was this bug where it wasn't taking any durability unless you're doing actual smash attacks. So from now on, it'll take durability like you would expect. And horse armor as well as dog armor will no longer get deleted when right-clicking onto an armor stand in survival, which was a bug just during these snapshots. With the earlier snapshot, it changed the way the player kind of jumps into different block gaps, such as this 2-block gap. Before you could jump into here if you were sprint jumping forward, but notice if I sprint jump, instead of going into this area, I end up just going up and hitting my head along the side of the block rather than underneath of it. So this was fixed so that it'll work the same way as before, where you can hop into this area so the parkour maps will continue to work. Now when it came to channeling tridents, the channeling part wasn't working in survival, so it's working once again. And once again, you can get the very frightened advancement for converting a villager into a witch when before it was broken. In the recent snapshot, this weird bug came up where if you're crafting one thing with an auto crafter, it would get stuck thinking that you crafted the previous thing, such as trying to make these copper trapdoors when it should really be making a copper door. With the recent enchantment changes, soul speed wasn't working if you had carpets on top of soul sand, so they reverted it so that this will work once again. Now you normally cannot put fire protection onto horse armor, but if you did do this, it made it so horses with that armor will actually take less fire damage, just like the player with fire protection. And they did the same thing for blast protection added onto horse armor. Now the game rule max entity cramming also affects how many slimes are produced when using the new 1.21 oozing potion. Now typically this would be 24, but if you would set it all the way down to 0, when a mob that had oozing would end up dying, it would actually produce no slimes whatsoever. And this is different than what the game rule entity cramming normally does when it's set to 0, as when it's at 0, it's disabled, meaning that you can have infinite mobs and they will never take anti-cramming. So now with this change, this oozing potion will have no upper limit on how many slimes it can actually produce, as long as you have the game rule set to 0. If you would set up your game rule so that player would immediately respawn when they die, and if you had the weaving effect or the oozing effect, you expect the player to die and to turn into 2 slimes as well as produce some cobwebs nearby. But instead what would happen is that the player would just end up dying and the place where they die wasn't actually producing anything. So now these effects will work even if you have this game rule changed. They also fixed a few bugs related to some visual changes and other problems like disconnecting and even to crashes. Minecraft has officially started their 15th anniversary celebration. Let me know how excited you guys are for the 15th anniversary. They have this cool video, which also comes with some new things for the players, so let's watch this video all about it.
Minecraft turns 15, and we have presents for you. That's how it works, right? It's going to be a blocktacular celebration. Every day, something to see, download, learn about, or play. So buckle up for 15 days of Minecraft Mania, packed with fun, surprises, rare deals, and discounts. Shiny as a block of gold. The most thrilling 15 days of the last 15 years. Fun stuff. Weird stuff. Other stuff. Sorry, not that stuff. Oh, shouldn't have shown you that. Things to watch, download, share, and enjoy. 15 days of exclusive items and daily specials. Each one a tribute to 15 years of building, exploring, crafting, mining, and adventuring. So, are you in? You heard right. It's gonna be a blast. 15 years of Minecraft, 15 years shaped by you, and many more to come. It's the ultimate Minecraft party and you're invited. Did I mention it's 15 days?
This is a really cool, unique thing that they're doing for this big milestone. They had a big milestone for their 10-year anniversary, and now it's 15. And since there's about 15 days left in the month, they're going to come out with something new and cool for each of those 15 days, and we get to take part in it. And they're already announcing some sneak peeks of what some of these things will be. There's going to be 15 new items, and they're going to be new free character creator items, which are representing the different years of Minecraft history. And here you can see the silhouettes of them. I'm guessing they're going to be kind of themes related to the major updates that came in the game. Now the character creator is in Bedrock Edition. And they do say to log in every day to collect the full set and also check out their Instagram stories where they'll be announcing the items. Now as Bedrock is more set up for giving out these kind of in-game gifts, they can do a lot more where we know in Job Edition we're probably going to be getting that 15-year cape that I talked about previously. And we're also going to get that 15-year anniversary Minecraft map to play with, which probably also will be on a Bedrock Edition server. Let me know what you think about these type of in-game gifts. Now today they came out with one of the special things, and that is Minecraft games are up to 50% off and up to 70% off for mobile. This not only includes the Minecraft game, but also the Minecraft Dungeons game, as well as Minecraft Legends. Now even though I've been playing Minecraft for 15 years, it didn't mean that people back then actually get the game free. We gotta play a free version of the game, just like you guys can still play classic version of Minecraft for free. But just like back then we had to upgrade our free accounts into paying accounts. There's only a select few people that actually did get Minecraft free for certain special events, even way back in the very beginning of when Minecraft was made. So it's a pretty good deal to get 50% off. You get a price very similar to what it was in the very beginning of Minecraft. Now see how I turned these recent changes into crazy contraptions and farms. This is all over at my Twitch livestream, link in the description, and you can even join me in my testing world. This is all thanks to my monthly supporters, either through YouTube or Discord membership, being a Patreon, or coming in with a Twitch sub. And if you have Amazon or Twitch Prime, you get a free subscription to hand out to me, so make sure you use it up monthly. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!